familia. I appreciate you being here with me still. You could say that we've reached the end of, well, never mind the title. Cause this is life and it's still being written. If you think about it, there is no end, just chapters and intersections. I'm at the intersection, somewhere between earth and heaven, birth and death and resurrection. Looking back on the map of my life, reflecting and rapping my introspection. The curses and stress and learning of lessons, losing direction. The pain and depression's what made me mix music and message. And it took so much to get here, but now.
Hey guys, Gina Butson, Going Beyond Real Estate. How is everybody doing? I actually could not wait to start recording today. It has been a jam-packed, meeting-filled, met with a ton of clients. I met with some of my BNI members. We did some one-to-ones. Keeping it real and honest. So I wasn't sure. I joined a BNI group and I just didn't know enough about BNI. And I know one of my coworkers from Land Home, Liz Latea, hey girl, she just, loved BNI and talked BNI. And I remember filling in sometimes. I would be a sub. If someone couldn't make it, she'd ask and I'd go and do the little presentation. But I wasn't sure if it was something I wanted to do. And I was actually asked by one of my lender partners, and he mentioned that there was a real estate opening. And I threw around the idea. I went to one meeting and then I went to another meeting, and whenever there's a BNI group, it's a business meeting. That's what I'm going to call it, because I just took a class yesterday that says it's networking, but it is what you make of it. And so I really liked the class yesterday that I was in, because it's really starting to change my mindset. And yes, BNI is a great networking tool. However, it can be even better depending on how I choose to use it. And one of my main reasons joining this BNI group isn't so much to get referrals from the group. It's more to have a team behind me of just every single facet of every aspect of life or something that someone needs. I'm going to be able to refer them. So many times, a few times a day, people call and ask, hey, Gina, do you have a plumber? Hey, Gina, do you have a painter? Hey, Gina, do you have, when you're listing a house, you really have to have these people in your back pocket, because you never know what needs to be updated, changed, fixed prior to listing a home. And so I have vendors that I like to use, but it doesn't hurt to have more vendors and selection, because sometimes people can't get out on time and, pushing out days. I just need a bid, blah, blah, blah. And so the reason behind joining this business group is to better serve my clients and have outlets and have referrals and have people who are going to represent me just as much as I represent myself. And, that's huge. And it's so important. I always say we get one shot at this. We get one name. And once you ruin your name in this industry, you might as well just go do something else. And so it's so important to have referral partners and be able to have the confidence. And so I've been in this group, maybe this is like going on month 2, and I'm really enjoying it. I just had no idea there was so many classes and trainings, and I don't even know what I thought. I mean, I would stand up and do a little 45-second elevator when I was subbing for someone, but I didn't really understand. And so now being a part of this group, I'm fascinated, and I just feel like this is going to benefit me, and it gives me something to do on Friday mornings and hang out. These people are great. The one-to-ones I've been having. So you schedule these meetings and you meet with each person in the group, and they're called one-to-ones. And you get to know someone personally, professionally, and what's their passion. And today I met with someone in the dental field, and he's a mobile hygienist. And it's just so cool that someone is available to do something like that. If someone is disabled or has a disability or is can't get to a dentist office, he actually is mobile and can come to their house and do a cleaning. Awesome, right? I had no idea. And then later I met with a financial planner, and just hearing someone that is so family oriented and, is nearby, like all these people are local, and it's not a Zoom meeting. We actually meet in person. So even just meeting people in person in a group, it it's so needed. And I love talking, and I love sharing helpful information, and just information that's going to help whoever needs it, whoever needs a referral. Like, I truly am going to be able to uh, refer whatever I want. No, just kidding. Uh, I wanted to get that off my chest. I had a really good day, tons of meetings, and met with clients. I was talking to a structural engineer today, not in the BNI group, but maybe he will be later. But just learning, I feel like it's so important to always be learning. And it just has helped me be successful, and it has helped me to connect with so many different industries and so many different people. And, I always say this is a relationship built. This is a referral business, yes, but I am having people contact me that I haven't talked to in 20 years or more, and they want me to sell their home. Like, that is huge. Which, nice segue, leads me into, I think I'm going to start doing a weekly market update report. And it's going to, since I'm a listing agent and I mostly focus on selling homes, I am going to start talking a little bit more about what to expect in a listing appointment. What does it mean? What does the market look like? Forecasting, did I say that right? Forecasting different things. And is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Where are the rates at? Being someone who has so much knowledge in every single aspect of this real estate business that there's nothing I either don't know, can't find out, or I probably know who I need to talk to get the answer that someone needs. And so on this week's episode, I decided I would print out a market update on Hercules, California. You know who you are. And I spoke briefly with a client, and we walked their property, and they're going through a little bit of updating and basically getting it ready to come onto the market. And so what I do like to do is, whenever I'm approached by family, friends, anyone wanting to or considering selling their home, I do like to sit down with them and talk about expectations and what is the current market looking like, and how much do you think your home's worth? And once I have that number, then I'm going to pull out data and uh, go over what the market thinks your home is worth, which is way more important than what Zillow is going to tell you. And the reason behind that is I just walked your property, I just saw the condition of your property, and Zillow can't do that. And so there's going to be some adjustments that are made because of the condition when you update so much and things are newer. That adds value. And so just because a house sold in your neighborhood, if clearly it was a flip and this house needed so much work, and Zillow's going to give it, you guys are both at the same value, right? Even though you are far superior, Zillow can't tell this is a flip and this house is trashed. So Zillow is going to give you guys both the same value. This is where it's important to have a professional like Gina Butson come in and analyze, and I can separate and tell, where you fit in the market. And so I did pick Hercules for this week, and it states the median price for about a 1,300 square foot condo is going to be 662,000. Excellent. And it shows days on the market, 94 days. So things are sitting a little bit longer, and that's due to high interest rates. And so what does that really mean for a seller? That means if you want the 662, we may have to sit for the 662 because we are going to have to show value to the buyers. We're going to have to market and get all the information out into your neighborhood. Go to broker tours, go to hold open houses, do everything that agents are supposed to do and do it well. And so I did want to get that information out, just because the average says 94 days, that doesn't mean that's how long a specific seller will sit. Possibly they could, but it's going to be, if your home is priced right, if anything, really think about it. If anything's priced right, it's going to fly off the shelves, right? If you feel it's, you're at the store and you're shopping and you're like, oh my gosh, that's usually $20. It's on sale for $9.99. Boom, I'm buying it. Oh, if you don't even need it, but you see the value in it, it's the same thing. So you can price something where it's supposed to be, and you're going to have people looking at it, and you need that one purchaser, that one buyer that sees your value. And even though it's maybe priced a little bit high for someone else, this is the perfect house. This is everything they were looking for. Boom, it makes sense. They're going to offer that 662, right? Now, if you are in, I don't want to say a financial crisis, but if you needed to sell because it was part of the estate and you don't have 94 days to sit, hoping, the right person comes along and makes that offer instead of the 662, we would list you at $599. Are we going to get $599? No, we're going to get more than that. However, here's where it gets a little tough. For a primary resident owner to swallow. For me, it was a hard pill to swallow when I listed my own house. You should start lower, but it's just scary. But for an investor or someone who doesn't live in the property, it's a lot easier. There's no emotional attachment. I've had someone that put so much work into their home. The thought of selling it for the price I was suggesting literally made him sick, because he knew all the work he did and blood, sweat, and tears, what that took to get his backyard the way he wanted it, to hear that, not that it didn't matter, it helped the sale, absolutely. But it, sometimes you don't get the value back at the end of the sale, meaning the work you did $60,000, but it didn't add 60,000 to your list price, if that makes sense. If not, give me a call, Gina Butson, 925-329-9999. I'll go ahead and explain that in greater detail. There's so much to talk about, and there's so much to go over during a listing appointment. I am not an agent that sends a DocuSign. I am not an agent who, if you've sat with me on a sale of your home, on the contract, I actually highlight what you are paying my brokerage that I work for, the commission that you're paying Bruce Krosky Real Estate. It's on there. I highlight it. No secrets here. I don't send DocuSigns unless you want me to, but I like to go over every detail of the listing agreement, the contract, to explain what you're signing up for, expectations, dates, amounts. We can agree on an amount to list your home, and then we can take a few weeks. We're preparing your house, getting it ready to hit the market. Right before we hit the market, I have another conversation, because your feelings might be getting the best of you. I never want someone stressing, or I never want any regrets. There's so many things that come into play. I am always checking in on my clients because it's so important for everyone to know, be on the same page, and truly understand the price that it's a suggested starting point. It doesn't mean what we're selling your house for. If you don't want $650, that's the list price, but your heart was set on $675. Okay, we have to start at $650. We may get to the $675, we may not. The market at the end of the day is going to take us where the market's going to take us. So sometimes it's a little bit harder when someone lives in the home and has lived in the home for many years, or if it's generational, like third generation home, because your grandparents gave you that home, and your heart is in it. And today on one of the calls, one of the guys, John, asked me, like, what made me different than another agent? What really sets me apart? And immediately I just think about every client I've helped. And at some point in the transaction, emotions were getting the best of my client, and I could hear it in their voice. And, sometimes fear sets in and you kind of panic a little bit. And it's like, hey, you got to trust me on this. And you wouldn't use me as your realtor if you didn't, right? You have to trust me. Everything's going to work out. It's going to be okay. And I can say that because I know it's a fact, and I know we're going to be okay, but it is scary. It's a very scary emotional roller coaster. And so after helping over 50 sellers, guys, I can now say that I have over 50 transactions that I've done in the last 3 years, but I now have 50 sellers solid, because some of the transactions I did were buyers. Not many, but for those of you who I have helped be a buyer, feel lucky, because I don't do it that often. No, I'm just kidding. There is maybe 5 buyers. And I'm thinking, that might be a stretch. But so out of 55 transactions total, 5 were buyers. I am a true listing agent. I am a selling machine, and with that comes great responsibilities. I've learned so much, and navigating and in a tough market. And when I said my numbers at one of the meetings, so I do apologize. I'm going to keep bringing up BNI because I'm in the honeymoon phase and it's still so exciting. And I just want to talk about it and, tell all my friends and family about it. And it's just exciting. It's exciting to have people supporting me. And, it's, it's rough out there on the streets. And so having a team that I meet every Friday and they're cheering me on and want me to succeed and want to hear my successes and celebrate my small wins with me, like it's just amazing. And if you're thinking about you need a little bit more support, reach out to me too. I'll tell you more about BNI. I'll tell you, things I do to help me stay positive. On the call today too, I said you don't even know the struggles someone's going through. And I think that's another thing that sets me apart from other agents is I keep my business and my personal. And I don't talk about business. I don't talk about clients' personal information or anything. It's like it's such client privilege, confidential. What is it when you're a lawyer? Like that's how I feel. Unless you bring it up first in front of someone, like, oh, Gina's my agent and she sold my house, blah, 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 blah. Like then I'll chime in. But I'm not going to say, oh, that, like I did that. And blah, blah, blah. Like, no, no, not going to do it. And a lot of times people, I know I've said this before on some episodes too, Kelly, my poor baby, she every day asks me, baby, how's your day? And I say, good. And she'll say, oh, so, and I'm like, yeah, it was good. How was your day? And then like, that's it. I just, it's a little bit different now because Kelly asks questions to learn more about the industry. And she is very, data driven. So she wants to know why something is this to equal that, but it'll be a process. It's not so much someone's personal like sale or whatever. It'll just be we had to get a structural engineer out on one of our transactions because something was found on title that says we need the building because it was the year it was built needs to be like retrofitted and we need a estimate from a structural engineer. And so Kelly wanted to know like what made this so different in this building or this property than something else. And it was because it is a commercial building. And so she's learning about process and procedures and reasons behind why I'm like doing things, or it'll be like that, like teaching and training, because someday she is going to help me and, be the not assistant, because that is not the right word. And she'll probably kill me for even saying, no, she wouldn't even care. She's not like that. But sometimes I need an extra body. Sometimes if I am helping a buyer, which is rare, but when I do, I need someone. If I'm listing and helping my client and Kelly needs to go show someone a house for me, like she's able to do that because she's licensed now. What? So I hope she's talked about that, or well, just put her on Front Street. Look, I don't tell nobody's business, just my wife's. And so moving right along, back to our weekly market update. So actually, if you are thinking about selling, if you know someone who's thinking about selling, relocating, just wants to know, even someone that just wants to know what is their house worth now, possibly they're thinking about What a bummer. I was actually, when I went to set this down, I set it down and I hit escape and it stopped recording. And basically, I kept talking for the next 5 minutes and I hit the button and didn't know it. So, regarding the market update, if you know somebody who's thinking about selling, just wants to know the value of their home, thinking about possibly pulling out some equity, getting a HELOC, for whatever reason, even if you are just curious, how much is your home worth? And maybe you're not thinking of selling today, but possibly selling in the future. One of my favorite sayings is, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And it's the same with selling your home. There's so many things you can do. You can start preparing your home for the sale, start decluttering, getting rid of, purging, and I can actually help you if you want to go over the market update of your city or county, or you want to get real specific. We can absolutely do that. And it will help you. It'll help you have a better understanding of the value in your neighborhood. And so it's super easy. It takes me maybe 15 minutes to get this together and run comps for you. So not a big deal. It is just to help get the right information out there. There isn't good information. As I stated earlier on the show with Zillow, you just can't go from a number out of a bucket that everybody is kind of valued the same, and they have no idea what the interior of your home looks like. Like, think about that. It's madness. And so it's something that we face as real estate agents. It is a challenge because the bad information is so easily accessible. It's very important, have someone run these numbers, take a look at the data, make some upgrades if needed, big ticket items, your HVAC system, water heater, roof, what's the life left? Because a lot of times it could be the difference between a ton of offers, medium amount of offers. A first-time home buyer cannot afford, they need a turnkey home. They're not going to be able to purchase this home and afford new appliances and afford if something was to happen. These are the things that are kind of having the buyers be a little bit hesitant. Kelly's just getting home, so she's pulling up into the driveway, and Daenerys hears her mom, and Daenerys is losing her stuff. So anyway, if you guys want me to run some numbers for you, I'm not going to hound you after I give you the analysis. I'm not going to, call you every day or reach out once a week. Like, these numbers are for you, for your knowledge. You guys have someone to go to. I'm not salesy. I'm not going to chase you down and make you sell your house. It's just information. This is what I do. This is what I'm here for. And this is what sets me apart from all the other agents. All right, you guys, take care. I love you guys, and I can't wait for the next episode. Bye.
Gina. I like Gina.
You like Gina?
Yeah. Gina, name Gina. I want Gina bird.
Familia, I appreciate you being here with me still. You could say that we've reached the end of, well, never mind the title. Cause this is life and it's still being written. If you think about it, there is no end, just chapters and intersections. I'm at the intersection, somewhere between earth and heaven, birth and death and resurrection. Looking back on the map of my life, reflecting and rapping my introspection. The curses and stress and learning of lessons, losing direction. The pain and depression's what made me mix music and message. And it took so much to get here, but now the view is majestic. I guess these many graves then gave me perspective. I've seen it sometimes right behind the grief is hiding the blessings. And other times it is what it is and the globe still spins. We cry those tears.